Have you ever wondered if the one you're dating is the one? You know, men struggle with knowing what the difference is between wife material and girlfriend material. And with divorce rates up 40%, most guys believe it will never happen. So today I'm going to break down the 7 clear signs on how you know if she's wife material or girlfriend material. And I'm going to go over the essentials you need to understand whether she is the one or not the one, and the mistakes you need to avoid in order to not fall into the trap that most guys fall into. Welcome to the Great Men Are Built channel. I'm Matthew Manning, and I help men in their 30s get into a long-term relationship, one that lasts the test of time. So today I'm out here with my wife, and we're out on a walk in beautiful BC, Canada. And I thought that I'd break down exactly the things you need in your relationship in order to know if she's going to be wife material. So the number one thing that we need is she needs to have integrity and takes responsibility. This is so important. Okay, when you get into a relationship, the frame that I like, the idea that I like, it's kind of from Stephen Covey from 7 Habits of a Highly Effective Man. And that's the idea of you want to be into a synergistic, interdependent, win-win relationship. I'll say that again. You want to be in a synergistic, that means the synergy between both of you. There needs to be synergy. Then you need to have that interdependence. What does that mean? You're your own being, she's her own being, and together you work together to find win-wins. Because here's the thing, human beings have needs. We all have certain kind of needs, and we need these needs being met. So it's important that when we have those needs, that we also take responsibility. Because I see this too often, that most people don't take responsibility in their relationships, and they don't have that frame. They don't have that idea of what they're working for. So the first thing you need is you need her to be able to take responsibility. What does that mean? She's got to be able to take accountability. Accountability is so important. It's very important. Taking accountability, both sides need to take accountability. Next, within that integrity and taking accountability, we need to make sure that there's no manipulation. This is huge. And the way that you know that she's not manipulating is she takes responsibility for her actions and her behaviors. And one of the ways that that comes through is through she apologizes at times for her actions, or she takes responsibility. And by the way, you need this in yourself as well. So I like the idea of, like, we become the partner or the ideal match. Who do we have to become in order to match with the partner that we're looking for? So this is very important. So number one is that she takes responsibility or is integral. Number two, this is so important. This comes down to demographics, is you need to have shared core life values. This seems kind of obvious, but it's really important in terms of compatibility. Like for today, I'm out here in nature. I love being in nature. My wife was raised basically in nature with her family every weekend, going camping, being in nature. So that makes it much easier for me to come do what I love. She loves being in nature. I love being in nature. So we have the same life vision. So that's very important. You need to have a similar life vision. Now, it's important to know that she's going to be coming into your world. So she's going to follow your desires. She's going to follow your pursuit in life, right? It's the male's responsibility to lead the family, lead the vision, lead the charge. So she's going to come into your world. So it's important that there's a shared life vision, that she wants to head in the direction that you're heading in, that she's happy to go to the places you're going to in life and where you're taking this vision. She wants to follow you. She does. So you want to have a vision. So it's important that you have similar life vision. That's going to be absolutely important. Then you have similar core beliefs, like how you think about life, the ways that you think about life, what you think about life. It's very, very important that you have the similar beliefs. And then a big one is family values. That's huge. If you can have similar family values, that's gonna accelerate your time together. It's going to make things way easier. So having similar family values is really important. So number 2 is you need to have core life values. Number 3 is she needs to demonstrate genuine care for you. Okay. So it's really important that she doesn't judge you, but she supports you, right? Because here's the thing, as a man, you're going to face a lot of challenges in your life and you're going to need a life partner. So think of it in terms of like a life partner. It's so important to have someone that has the ability to support you without judgment. And here's the thing, in life, there's highs and lows, right? So you're not going to need her feminine energy when things are going good. When you're going to want her support and her feminine energy is when you're down. In those moments that you're struggling and that all the things aren't coming together for you, maybe in your career or your life, or just gone through a challenge, that's when you want her support the most. That's when the feminine energy balances out the masculine energy. I remember I was talking to a client and he was telling me that one of the things that happened to him when he got into a relationship, when he was low, he just felt like he could recharge finally. He was a high performing entrepreneur. And he was saying that, like, I just don't recharge in any other way than when I'm with a woman in that way. So it just makes me feel so good. And I'm so recharged. So what happens is what I was explaining to him is that you don't, when you're chilling with your woman, your wife, they have a healing power. They have a healing ability when they're in their feminine energy. So this is very important. So having that recharge with a woman is really important. So she needs to demonstrate that she has genuine care for you. That's very, very, very important. And number 4 is that she embraces growth and handles challenges. Okay. So you're on your journey. All right. You're going to be on you are on your life journey. You're going to need to share that, and you're going to have to share challenges. You're going to be making big decisions, big life decisions together. So she's got to be able to handle these challenges. So you're going to want a woman that has a growth mindset. That's very important. As you grow, as you go after your vision, as you go after your life, she's got to have a growth mindset. And that's how you know this is the difference between a girlfriend material. Like I would take the standpoint um, at a point in my life where I'd basically like interview women to see if they're going to be wife material. And I would notice that, like, okay, they're not going to last in my life. No way. Um, and the reason is because they didn't have the ability to do self-development on the level that I was playing at, because I'm constantly changing and evolving all the time. So I needed a woman that could handle my level of self-improvement. And so I knew that I needed a growth mindset. So it's very important that you have a woman that has a growth mindset. Number 5 is what we talked about a little bit earlier, but they have the ability to create safety. All right. So she's got a win-win mindset. So that means she's interested in doing conflict resolution. Okay. So she's not just trying to create drama. She's not just trying to create chaos in your life. She's really looking forward to finding the win-win. And this is really important, that she follows your lead. Okay. That she, that you, this is what I say to men, and it's kind of interesting that men don't work on their communication, but it's very important that she follows you. Okay. So typically the man is the lead, right? If you look at salsa or any sort of dance, it's the man's job to lead and it's the woman's job to be beautiful and basically flow, right? So if we look at salsa, it's the man's job to lead. But isn't it ironic that most men are worse at dancing than women, but yet it's the man's role to lead? Well, this is the same thing in communication. It's your role to lead the communication. So I just see a lot of men don't have no idea how to communicate, no idea how to communicate in their relationships. And this completely, like, basically makes them fumble. And now the woman has to lead in the communication, but that's not authentic. That's not what she wants. It's not what she desires. So it's your role to lead the communication. So I'd highly encourage you to work on your communication skills. It's going to have a massive effect on your life. And number 6 is you build trust through action. So the thing that you need, I like this idea of this, it's not like a rule, but like at any moment she can go in my phone. At any moment I can go into her phone. Like, it's not this like crazy thing. Like, if I need her to send her a text, she can just go into my phone and send a text, right? So we need transparent communication. It's really important. And you need to do that through action. And that takes time to build. You have to build up these action steps. And so one of the things you need to also consider about her is her loyalty. What's her loyalty to you? Will she, for example, like if you know the story of Barack and Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama's actually Barack's boss at one point when they first met. And what she did is she stopped pursuing her career for him to become the president. And this becomes very powerful, right? So it's not that your woman needs to fully give up her life, but you want her to invest in you and your vision. And it's very important. So right now, my wife has left her career and helped me pursuing my business and everything that I do within my coaching business and all that type of stuff. And so you want that loyalty. It's very, very important. And number 7 is you need to have a friendship with her. You got to enjoy. Think about it, okay? Too many guys are leveraged on the hot or not scale. They're thinking, oh, she's really hot, but like, yeah, but you have no compatibility with her. You're not friends with her. You don't enjoy being around each other. You guys have completely opposite interests. Like, it's not going to work. You need to have some compatibility. You need to have some friendship, something that is solid that you can hang out with each other. So, for example, like I'm like out with my wife right now at a beautiful park. We love coming to nature. It's something we love to do. Then we talk about life. We talk about business. We talk about health and fitness and all these types of things about our life and decisions. And like right now, I'm literally about to jump on a business call with a lawyer with my wife, and all three of us are going to get on a chat. And you want that ability to have that friendship with someone. You know, it's not just about talking about business and life as well, as you want to have fun with them. So it's very important that you have some friendships. So these are the clear signs that you need in order to know if she's a girlfriend or if she's a wife. And very important that you have these clear understandings, these clear frameworks inside of your mind. And so you know what you're looking for. Very, very important. So if you want help with this, click the link below. Let's jump on a call. Let's see if you're fit for coaching. I'd love to work with you. And I'd love to start helping you transition into a long-term relationship, one that finally stands the test of time, one that is solid, that's your life partner, that is powerful, that allows you to be a bigger, more beautiful version of yourself. So if that's you, click the link below. Let's jump on a call. Let's see if we're a fit together. Also, let me know in the comments below, which clear signs do you look for if she's the wife material or girlfriend material? I'll be very curious to hear your thoughts on that. So with that being said, I know divorce rates are up, but you can do it. You have what it takes. You can attract your dream life, your dream woman, and it's just a moment away. And enjoy the ride. All right, take care. Have a wonderful day.